Hello, everyone. What you are about to witness is the life of a man who has suffered from the pains and adversities of suicide. Please be advised when watching this video, as some of the content may be a little sensitive, but also recognize that that is this person's life. Thank you.
Well, welcome everyone to PhlattLine. This is your host, Flat McLean, and today we have a special guest with us. He has agreed to sharing his powerful story with us. This is coming from David Carnahan. David, welcome to the show, and thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, welcome, Mr. McLean. Thank you for this opportunity.
You're welcome. David, would you just mind tell us a little bit about yourself? Who are you? Where are you? And what do you do?
Well, right now, as of July of 2012, my life has been completely different. That was when the incident happened. I am absolutely blind. I cannot see at all. My life is completely different from what it was before. I still have the same general character. I care for people. My heart aches when I hear about people that are hurting, and I want to help. I am, for the past year, last April, I stepped out of a nursing home that I had been a resident of for almost 9 years. And I moved into this apartment you see here behind me. I lived by myself. I'm on my own. I handled my finances. I took food. I am currently in the job market looking for a job, and that's that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Okay. Wow, that's interesting. So as of July of last year, you said that's kind of what happened to you? Is
Uh,
that
April 12th of last year is when I got
April
out of
12th?
the nursing home, and I could move into an apartment on my own.
Wow. That's awesome and interesting at the same time. And
Yeah.
awesome in the scope of it. So I'm interested to learn um kind of what happened at that point in time, and if you don't mind sharing, I think a lot of us would learn quite a bit from your experience, if you don't mind sharing that.
Oh, absolutely. And well, it took 32 years to get there, but so I'll try to make it quick. But um, the first thing, a month short of my third birthday, I lost my mother. And then my father took me to my grandparents' house, dropped me off because he did not once he got a job and got settled. And then just rarely ever came back. My grandparents were very upset about this and had no trouble letting me know. And so uh, when I was 8, I was diagnosed with clinical depression. When I was 12, I was diagnosed with an anxiety disorder. When I was 20, I was diagnosed with major depression. And then when I was 30, they added on bipolar with depression. Um, During that time, when I was 20, I got married. I have 2 daughters. Got married lasted 10 years, and we divorced. I remarried almost right away, and that marriage lasted until uh, sometime in 2012. In July of 2012, my wife, who was not allowing me to stay in our home at the time, called me over to have a talk. I drove over and we talked. She let me know that she was going to be filing for divorce. So I'm I have no memory of this. This is just what I have been told. But I left that conversation. I got in my car. I drove to a parking lot of the church that I had been attending. I pulled a AR-15 style rifle out of my trunk and I shot myself. Um, Somehow, well, I know how, but the EMTs were able to find me in time. They got me packaged up. They took me to the ER. While I was in the ER, and they were, getting me stabilized, and because I was not going to end up staying at that hospital. It just happened to be the closest. They lost heart cones. They had to shock me, defibrillate me 3 times to bring me back. So, in essence, we just say that I successfully committed suicide. Um, I, uh, uh, I, they got me stabilized 6 to 8 months. I was in a medically induced coma. I just happened to wake up one day, and it didn't take very long to realize that something terrible was wrong.
Tell me a tell me about this moment where you decided um you no longer wanted to live. An AR-15, that's a big heavy weapon um to just use to take your life. Um I know you went through a divorce, and you had that experience, and you had depression and all of those things that you mentioned earlier. What kind of I don't know, do you remember the thoughts and the feelings that you had leading up to that moment that you were just like, I'm done? What
Well,
happened?
okay, sort of. I have uh, uh, memories beforehand, but I don't know exactly how they relate in time to when I actually, pulled the trigger. It's just a little messy. Um, but all my life, one thing that my grandmother did for me, she always made sure that every Sunday morning, every Sunday night, and every Wednesday night that I was in church. And so I knew there was a God. I also knew that God had a standard. He had a list of rules. And I thought it was my job to live up to those rules. That we can't, we're not perfect. And every time I messed up, there was guilt and there was shame. And, it kind of came down to, uh, the knowledge that my second marriage was going to end in divorce. and I decided, like, well, God doesn't love me because I can't do what He tells me to do. Um, I don't see, I couldn't see any way to continue. And so I was off a different brick wall, but I was so bullheaded, I could not look for a way around it, and I just, I thought this is it. This is what I'm supposed to do, and I can't do it, and so why bother?
And when you say it like that, I wonder if a lot of people feel that way.
Oh, I'm sure.
Especially those who attend church services, or those who don't, maybe, who are religious or not. Uh, they have these instructions, like you mentioned, and they don't feel that they can live up to it. So why bother? That kind of mindset. Why do I even try if I keep making mistakes?
Right.
Um, and it does mess with you. It does take a toll. So how you mentioned you had 2 daughters. How is your relationship with them? Are you still in association with them, or what's that relationship like?
It's not easy. My first, their mother, my first wife, she lives with them in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and I'm in St. Louis, Missouri. So, there's about 1,000 miles between us. My ex-wife um, would not allow me to have contact with them. Um, After about 2 years ago, she finally started allowing me to send send them letters, and I found out my younger daughter, one of the letters she sent back to me at one point said, Daddy, I was so happy to read your letter, but it was kind of difficult because so much of what you had typed had been crossed out. All right. Um, although, as of, I guess maybe about a month ago now, a month and a half maybe, um, towards the end of February, I had sent my older daughter a letter. She had just recently turned 18 this past November. I thought, well, all right. And at the end of the letter, I put in my phone number and my email address and told her that, if she wanted to contact me more directly, that, she had that option. She got that letter. That letter was not edited. And towards the end of March, well, I guess that wasn't that long ago, but yeah, about the end of March, I got a text message from an unknown phone number with the correct area code for Wyoming to say, hey Dad, it's your oldest, Alyssa. And so her and I have been, we have not talked on the phone. I think she's a little nervous about what she turned out and the way I sound now. But we talk back and forth almost every single day.
Wow.
And my, my younger daughter, keeps telling my older daughter, stuff to tell me. So, her mother will not allow my younger daughter to have my number. So, as far as communication with her, more directly, I still just need to send her paper mail.
Mhm.
So, but I have been doing that, and I intend to continue to do that. you know. So yeah, there was a long time where I had no contact with him at all, and I have decided that what I have done was so horrible to them that I may never have a relationship with them at all again. Praise God, I'm so thankful that is not the case.
Thank you, everyone, for joining the show today. And let us witness the second portion of David Carnahan's life and his story in our next episode, which will be dropping in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for part 2 of David Carnahan's story. Thank you.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us today on PhlattLine. We had a wonderful conversation today with David, and we are grateful that we got to learn his story. If you have any questions for David, he would love to answer them, and I'm sure we could get him back on the show to do a Q&A. Please leave some comments down below, and then we can get David back on the show to answer any of these questions you may have. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, everyone.